Basic story of what's going on here is transition. It's transitioning from, well, within the narrative, it's from this place of hope to a place of, I don't know, non-hope or despair or darkness. And so what you see here is also a transition between me dealing with narration in one type of way and then moving into dealing with a new kind of narrative that's more maybe about material than letting material speak for itself. First off, I've given myself this lifelong assignment of collecting as many plastic tops as I can because it's something that I did when I was like 3 years old. Like I would go around the house and unscrew all the plastic tops from everything and collect those and sort them by color and by size and mix them in with my other toys, and because to me they were the exact same shape, well, in relative shape and material as you know, building blocks and army men and that kind of thing. Because the younger version of me did it, and it was true back then before I knew what a lie even was. So I'm looking to find the truest path as an artist, so I'll go back and learn from that younger version of me. So I started this, it's like for the rest of my life, that's what I'm going to do is collect these plastic tops. So that's what I started to do. But at some point, as I built this narrative and all these different creatures and whatnot, there came a point where there was a story that I wrote where these evil characters were trying to find salvation and become good, and they did that through color. And so they would, in a way, collect color and serve that out to the unconverted characters to convert them. So it was this religion based around color, or a theosophy of sorts. But that story came to a crescendo, and then the following action was one of everything being driven back to darkness. So the story did not have a very happy ending. And in a way, this to me represents that very last bit of the color, like you're viewing the body of this color. When I think back on it, I think I started collecting toys and making art at the same time. So they, in my life, I guess I've cultivated both of those acts together. And so I don't really see them as separate. Like the idea of play, or how, I think it's very important for an artist to look back on some of those, you know, the past version of themselves to kind of, I guess, get a blueprint of maybe where they've been and where they could possibly go. And I think how we played with our toys is a really telling way to, I guess, analyze ourselves and to figure that kind of thing out. When I was an undergrad and I was telling my mom, or she was asking me, so what are you going to do with your life? Or, you know, you need to get a job, and, you know, I forget what she was nagging me about, but it was somewhere along those lines. I was like, you know, I'm making these cartoons. I'm drawing cartoons for the school paper, dude. And she's, that's kid stuff, you know? I was like, who drew Charlie Brown? Like, did a child draw that? Like, who did, you know, this and that and that? And it was actually me saying that to her was the first time I had even thought about that. I was like, well, all the stuff made for children was not made by children. And once I looked at it through that lens, I started noticing all these themes of, in a way, subversion. It's like all this, the things that get pumped back into culture, these aren't the things that children ask for. I think this is what we want our children to be like. And, oh, okay, you mean all that stuff I was collecting, I could do the same thing with my artwork or with actual toys and corrupt a new generation. It's like that was so exciting. So I think I've set me on this path to trying to figure out how I can do that and how I can fine-tune that idea of teaching and corruption and subversion, but also, you know, have it be this joyous thing. It's like you can make artwork that's a rumination on death, but have it be this uplifting thing. And that's that battle that I was talking about earlier, where it's these two opposing ideas coming together. But it's like, I think through that combusting of difference comes this new kind of, I don't know, it's like the Big Bang, new life comes out.